You really encouraged me though. You were like, you have money, you have a job, you'll continue to make money, so let's spend it. And I think that spending money like is something that energizes us. So when we spend or even save up for a vacation and then we go on the vacation and we have all these new memories we're creating with our money, that's really fulfilling. Or if we do it on self-care and we go get a facial and we feel great and we feel like, what do you say, like our millionaire self? That.
Welcome to the Say Hola Well podcast, where financial freedom isn't just a dream, it is your new reality. On this show, you will learn how to invest your first 100K, build your cash libre life, and break free from money cycles holding you back. I am your host, Luzy, a first-gen Latina who went from $220,000 in a student loan debt household combined to becoming an angel investor. If you are ready to step into your financial independence, you are in the right place. Hello, Alana. Welcome to the podcast. How are you?
Hi, Lucy. I'm doing good. Thanks so much for having me.
So excited to have a conversation with you about money, mindset, wealth building, and all of the things in between. But before we get started, go ahead and tell us who you are and what are you up to today?
Yeah, thanks. My name is Alana. I am Chinese and Puerto Rican. I live in the Chicago suburbs, and currently I am a talent acquisition coordinator for a tech company.
I love that. And I love learning about your heritage and just seeing all of the things that you are doing within your industry, which are so fascinating. And I want to start by sharing with the audience that you are one of my clients, someone who I've been working with for 6 months, and we're going to continue to work together. But I want to start off by asking you, where were you before working with me?
I know, I can't believe it's been 6 months already. It really flew by. But before I signed with you, I think I was just existing. Like, I did all the right things, right? I went to school, I got a job after graduation. I eventually moved on from that job to get another high-paying job. But I was just lost. I checked all the boxes I felt, but I didn't really know what came next. I knew I was making really good money, but had no idea what to do with it or where I was going in life. So that's why I really sought out help from you.
Thank you for sharing that. And I do want to correct you just a little bit because you just said like I didn't know what I was doing. And I think that you had one of the skills that I think is really worth talking about, which is the skill of savings. I didn't teach you the skill. Like you came to me with the skill of saving your money. And of course, I was able to guide you through the process on how to make some audacious moves. So let's go back before I dive into those audacious money moves. What was your relationship with money before working with me?
Yeah, I think you said I had saving skills, but to me, I think I was just hoarding money. Like, yes, it was saving, but really it was hoarding because I was just so stressed about having money, scared not to have money. So I was always just like saving. I've worked since I was 15 years old. And even then, like I always had the hardest time spending money, which is saving, banking away, not really knowing what for. And really, I think we learned like limiting my life because I was so scared and unwilling to move my money around. Yes, I had a saving skill, I guess. I wasn't out splurging on stuff, and that's something that we eventually worked on together.
Okay, let's talk about that. The skill of paying yourself essentially for the hard work that you've been able to put up. So, what are some of the things that we were able to work together in terms of allowing yourself to use your money to feel wealthy, to feel abundant?
Yeah, I think something that you and I talk about a lot is using our money for self-care, and that spending money on ourselves isn't bad. It's something that we should do as an investment in ourselves. So I have started spending more on self-care, like gym membership. I also have a monthly spa membership too. A really big purchase. Well, it's big for me. It probably won't seem big to anyone else, but you really encouraged me to buy new workout shoes. I think they were only $200, but to me, I was so stressed. And each session you would ask me, like, did you buy the shoes yet? Did you buy the shoes? And it took me a long time to rationalize spending that amount of money for myself. But once I did, it was great. Like spending money is so much fun and using it on stuff that adds to your life as well, I think is really important and something that was a skill I had to practice and learn and use that muscle until I was comfortable with it.
And how do you feel after learning that spending money on yourself is a form of self-care, which I do encourage all of my clients to spend money on self-care because building wealth is not about deprivation. But how do you feel once you gain the skill of it's safe to use my money on myself? Can you tell us how the process looked like for you?
Yes, I had a hard time spending money, and I would always get so anxious and stressed when I'd have to spend it or I'd see the number, my bank account like going down. You really encouraged me though. You're like, you have money, you have a job, you'll continue to make money, so let's spend it. And I think that spending money like is something that energizes us. So when we spend or even save up for a vacation and then we go on the vacation and we have all these new memories we're creating with our money, that's really fulfilling. Or if we do it on self-care and we go get a facial and we feel great and we feel like, what do you say, like our millionaire self, that is going to empower us to want to work towards our money goals and spend money, stuff like that.
So good. And it's so true. I don't teach you guys to keep saving or cut expenses because we have to embrace our identity as future millionaires. And we have to really pay ourselves like every month, whether it's that buying tennis shoes, buying a facial, doing our nails. Like you have to understand that is part of how money flows and the energy that comes with money. And so for me as your coach, watching you go from being intimidated about the fact that you needed to spend your money and transitioning into I got the shoes and now I'm going on vacation and I'm
Yeah.
doing all of these things. I think that transformation as your coach, just watching you go from that point to now feeling like, you know what? I am going to take up space. Like I am going to become wealthier. Like I am wealthy already and you feel wealthy. It's not just about the money that you have in your bank account, but you're also feel more abundant and more deserving of all of the things that are coming your way.
For sure. Yeah. I think one of the things we worked on a lot was like being okay with wanting to be wealthy and to go after, because like, why not? Like other people are doing it. So why can't this narrative also be for ourselves too? So I think making the money moves and chasing after like our ideal, like wealthy lifestyle has been important to me. Before I didn't even want to move my money from one saving account to the other. That stressed me out, let alone like spending it. So now I feel like I've come a long way in being more comfortable and moving my money around. And when it's flowing, it really is giving me energy, which is really nice.
And I love the feeling. I love the feeling for you.
Yeah,
And I love the feeling for anyone that is listening that perhaps feels that just having those savings is safe. Yes, it is a way to feel financial safety, but you have to be able to increase your capacity to feel the safety that comes with money in all of the areas of your life, not just having the savings, but also spending and of course, growing your money. Now, Alana, I want to ask you, because you have been making audacious money moves like left and right. I don't even know who this person is anymore because you have been able to invest more outside of your employer sponsored programs. Can you share with the audience what are some of those investments moves that you've been able to make? If you're comfortable sharing, you don't have to give us dollar amount, but just like the type of accounts that you're investing in.
yes, for sure. So I'm really fortunate I do have an employer match for a 1K. So always making sure I'm matching that too, each paycheck. It's nice that it's automated, which I think is a big thing we've talked about, just like automate everything and we don't have to worry about it. I also have a Roth IRA, and this is the first year where I'm maxing it out. So that's very exciting. Yeah, I think I went from maybe just throwing $50 at it each month. So that's very exciting. And so many things. We are now doing Series I bonds, which was very cool to learn about. So doing that every month. And then we opened up a brokerage account because I really wanted to be able to play with my money and learn the stock market and be able to just buy some stuff, see how it goes, be more intentional about how I'm spending my money. The big thing we talked about too was ethical investing, which is important to me, and making sure that the way I'm spending my money, it's empowering companies that I believe in or companies that align with my values. So using our money in that way to support those things. I think that's everything. Am I missing anything? Yep.
Yeah, in terms of investing in the stock market,
Yeah.
that is everything that we've done together in the
Hmm.
course of 6 months. What would you say to someone who's listening right now and they're like, wow, she has all of these accounts, but I don't know if it's possible for me. If they're doubting themselves and they're like, maybe investing is hard, maybe I don't know if I'm going to be comfortable moving my money. What would you say to the listener?
I definitely understand that. And it does seem hard and scary and daunting because it's something that we never learned in school. We didn't learn from our parents, and it often feels like something that's not for us. So I think to those people, I would say it definitely is for us. It's for anyone. You could start really small. All it takes really is like signing up with an email address often, filling out a form to open your account. And then from there, you could just automate your money, start small, just putting $5, $10, $50 and see where it goes from there. So I think it is the big mindset part of accepting that this is something for us that you could do and anyone could do. And then from there, it's just signing up and starting investing.
I love that. Now, Alana, there's so many other wealth coaches, money coaches, financial coaches out there. Why did you decide to work with me specifically?
Yes, I knew that I wanted to work with a financial coach, but I also knew that if I was going to spend this money, I don't just want to give it to, I don't know, some old white guy who would just like tell me what to do. I really wanted to support a small business, a Latina, someone who I could look up to and really learn from. And then, yeah, I think I found you. I searched Latina financial coach on TikTok and I saw your videos and hearing your story, it was things that have happened to me and things that I could relate to. And I knew that you would be someone who got it and I would be able to learn a lot from you.
Now, do you feel like you have learned a lot from me?
Yes, I've learned a ton in the past 6 months. I think I've joked this before. I want to be you, Lucy, in the future.
I want you to, first of all, just thank you for trusting me with your money journey, your money story, your money goals. Because one of the things that we did when we were working together is actually do a projection of the gains that you will have through your retirement accounts, your investments. And I feel that moment is a moment that I will never forget because I remember being in a coffee shop actually that time and teaching you this is how your 401k is going to grow. Like
Mhm.
you already doing so many amazing things. And I will never forget the face that you just gave me through this Zoom room. You were just like in shock, but in a good way. You were just in, wow, like I am already wealthy. And I actually remember you
Yeah.
saying that, like, Lucy, like I am a wealthy mujer. I remember you
Mhm.
saying that and just feeling so proud of the fact that you trusted me with deciding to invest in myself. And here I am teaching you, like, you already are a millionaire. Like, you already are with all the skills that you've been doing. This is what it looks like. Now, let's go back to the moment. Would you
Mhm.
say that moment in knowing how your 401k is going to perform with that projection that we did, would you say that moment also give you some confidence to be able to spend and invest more confidently?
Definitely. I remember that day. I'm like getting emotional again. But we were looking at a dashboard that calculated like all my accounts, how they would grow, like net worth, all of that. And yeah, I think there was a moment where I was like, oh my gosh, I am wealthy, like already. That's crazy. And I have never thought that way about myself before. I always acted in this scarcity mindset, but seeing that all the work I had done is going to carry me for the rest of my life and I'm good. So everything else is just bonus. Like that was a huge change. And it is definitely easier to spend money now knowing that. Like I walk around, oh, I'm wealthy. I'm a millionaire already. I'll be a millionaire and I'm doing the work and will have this generational wealth. So yes, then I can buy the Starbucks and the shoes right now or go on vacation because I got it. I've been doing it and we're good. So definitely a big change. And again, like something I did not feel before until we had that session and looked at it together. And that was a huge light bulb moment for me.
That's the word I was looking for, a live
Yeah.
moment,
Yeah.
which
Hmm.
was amazing. Like I could seriously close my eyes and still picture you just, I am a wealthy woman.
Yeah.
And me telling you like, yes, you are. Just seeing the, the confidence that you have been able to develop in terms of your money and just the decisions that you're making, and just seeing you glow
Yeah.
when you make money moves. I think that is something that is worth celebrating. I want to ask you another question. So you invested in coaching for yourself, right? But how has this investment helped you maybe start conversations with family members or friends or anybody else that you think needs to learn about investing?
Yes. So I said before, I was just very uncomfortable about money. Didn't like to talk about it, stressed me out, made me anxious, but you really encouraged me a lot to have these conversations with my friends and coworkers. Let's just talk about money. It doesn't have to be this taboo subject. Especially in the past few months, things have come up at work about money. I've been feeling more confident to take these conversations on, whether that's with my boss or with other companies. And yeah, with my family too. A lot of our money mindset comes from our family, from our friends, the people we're around. So a big part of unlearning that is asking the questions about where these beliefs came from, like having those conversations now. Like maybe I had this thought from when we were kids that grew a belief about money, but when I talk to my parents now, like that wasn't exactly how it was, or I was remembering as a kid. So that's been really rewarding because the more we talk about money, the more information we'll be able to gain and be able to break these old mindsets that we had.
Absolutely. And I feel like you're just learning to grow your capacity to be comfortable with money conversations. And I always say this, the longest relationship we're ever going to have is with money. So we have to embrace it. And how you embrace that is based on how comfortable are you with growing your capacity. Some people grow their capacity super fast, and some people are like, no, I'm going to take baby steps, and that's okay. The goal is that all of us and the listeners that need to know that your capacity grows at your own pace. And I love that you touch about how you are also investing and spending your money in the things that you believed in, because that's also key, especially for us, for Gen Latinas. We need to know that our money can create so much impact, and we have so much power within our money, and also within learning the skills of unlearning the money limiting beliefs that keep us from seeing ourselves as the millionaires that we already are in your
Yep.
case. So Alana, what would you say to someone who is thinking about working with me and they're like, I don't know?
I get the hesitation because I was right there with you. Like after our first session, I was unsure, even though I knew it was something that I needed and wanted, but it was so hard to say yes. But something that you told me the very first session that like has stayed with me was like, even if I signed or didn't sign, you were like, I encourage you to make decisions as your future millionaire self would. So start acting like a millionaire because you already are. And what would your future self want you to do? So that's something that I am, it's staying with me. It's keeping with me every time I have a decision. I'm like, what would my future self, my millionaire self want to do? So that's what I would encourage other people to consider.
Thank you, Alana. I appreciate you. And I just want to say that I'm so proud of you. I've learned so many things from you. You think that I'm teaching you things, but I'm also learning so many things from you. And it has been such an honor to see your growth and really to see how powerful your money is making you feel. And I just can't wait to see where else we go together.
I know, I'm so excited to see what's ahead for us.
Thank you again for coming.
Thank you.
On the Say Hola Well podcast and its associated entities, all content provided is for general informational purposes only. This information is not intended as legal, accounting, tax, or other professional advice. Listeners are encouraged to seek guidance from qualified professionals such as accountants, financial planners, or attorneys before making decisions based on the content shared. We assume no responsibility for errors, omissions, or misinterpretation in the podcast of its associated materials. Additionally, we disclaim all liabilities from any defamatory, offensive, or inappropriate content shared by guests or contributors. By accessing this podcast and its related content, you acknowledge the terms of this disclaimer.